next year we're going to come back. We're going to get a bigger booth in apparel and just have like a higher traffic location.
Yeah.
It takes that first year, you know, because like last year was our first year. Okay, so we're here, day 2 at the PGA Show, right?
Yes.
Here on the actual showroom floor today in the media center. We're joined today by Jose Balderas, who you guys might know as the owner, creative mind, mastermind, Bossman,
Everything.
behind Rally Golf.
I would describe it like that, but yeah, I do own the brand, and along with Dalton. But dude, thanks for having me. I know we've been trying to make this happen for the last couple of days, so I'm glad we can do it here.
Yeah, and honestly, we've been kind of in touch through social media for the last, I would say, better part of like six-ish months. I mean, I know we've been in touch a little bit, and so to finally be able to meet out here at the PGA Show has been really awesome.
I'm pumped to something cool about the PGA Show is like all these connections you have online all of a sudden all pop up at the same time. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And this year is first year here, right? How's your experience been so far?
So, first year, we're good. We're getting a lot of leads. I didn't know what to expect coming into the show. I thought, for some reason, just kind of a little naive of me, thinking that the orders were just going to happen right there and I could charge people and bring money in immediately. But it's a bit of a slow burn. So you're actually just meeting people, you're getting the leads, you're sending out a sales catalog, and then they're gonna think about it, right? But one thing that, it's just bringing all the buyers to you. You still got to sell it, right? So I think next year we're gonna come back. We're gonna get a bigger booth in apparel and just have like a higher traffic location.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
But it takes that first year, because like last year was our first year. This is our second year. The vibe and just we thought it was going to be, didn't know as many people then. It was a little intimidating, all this kind of stuff. Year 2, it's definitely feels more normal. We kind of know who to talk to. We kind of know what the flow is like. We know more people. It's more friendly. It only gets better and better every year.
Yeah.
So obviously we've seen what you guys were doing this year, seen the booth. You guys, for the area you have too, when I was there for a while, great foot traffic was coming through there. And then, they were passing some other booths, but darn near everybody stopped by yours that came down that hallway. And you guys were in conversations pretty much the entire time that I was over there.
Yeah. No, people stop by. I think one of the hesitations that people are having is like, it's cool, right? Like, if you guys don't know the brand that we have, it's Rally Golf. It is a lifestyle brand. We just dropped our first performance collection. Some of the feedback that we're getting is that it's just not what is traditional at country clubs. And that's on purpose, right?
Yeah.
We purposely created the brand like that. So it's some of the fashion forward, some of the more open-minded clubs have been receptive to it, but I would say the majority, 80-90%, are like, it's just not our vibe. It's not what we do. So it just takes a little bit more convincing on that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Totally. I'm excited to see what you guys do next year too, because you're obviously going to learn a lot from this year, which is
100%.
awesome. You guys are already doing great, only going to get better next year. What I want to know is how you guys even got here and why Rally? What is Rally?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add to that. Obviously, so Dalton's the other half of Rally. He unfortunately had to run to a meeting real quick.
So you guys are so busy.
But yeah, I just kind of wanted to get kind of what both your guys' backgrounds are and how you met, kind of formed what Rally is now, and
what is this? How'd you get
what that
here?
story is.
For sure. So Dalton, he had to run right as the podcast was starting. He had to run.
Yeah.
He knows some people from Colonial in Dallas, and they're going to the booth to check out our apparel. So, being that he's the warm connection, he took care of it.
Yeah.
So Rally, how did this start, and how did we get with Dalton? I started Rally late 2021. So my background is in marketing. I actually I still have it. I have a digital marketing company focused on performance. During the pandemic, I picked up a ton of clients in the social media space, and we scaled a ton of clients from 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month to 1.5 million, 2 million a month. So just grew these companies tremendously. And I had maybe like 6 or 7 clients that I was doing this for. And I would say about half of them we've scaled up and are doing well. One of those clients I personally had a falling out with. And for whatever reason, this person made it their duty to go and tell all the other clients, they're all good friends, tell all the other clients to stop working with me. So I lost about 70% of my revenue from in the span of a week. So I kept telling myself, it's going to be fine, we're going to rally back. And eventually, I thought about the upside that I created for them and how I didn't really partake in that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it for myself. And that's where rally kind of came from. And then I love golf, and I felt like it was an untapped market, especially for like streetwear and this type of style.
Totally.
And that's really how Rally Golf started. In terms of bringing Dalton on, I started the brand. We officially went live February of 2022, and I brought Dalton on August of 2022. I sent a care package to one of his roommates. He was living in downtown Houston at the time, and his roommate's like a big time influencer, and he's like, dude, I don't golf, I just gave it to my roommate. And I was like, I thought it was kind of rude at the time, but it ended up being Dalton, so like it worked out. So Dalton's, I don't know if you've seen any of his videos. If you can 100%. Plug it in, plug in his username, it's Young Dalt. Mine's real Jose Balderas, but go check out his stuff. He hits the ball a mile.
Yeah. Which, it's funny that you say that. You sent that stuff, that original kind of care package, to a big time influencer, and then it ended up going to Dalton, which recently has kind of built his own little following and is increasing.
Starting to pick up steam.
Which has been really cool to see. But yeah, I remember the very first time I kind of got introduced to Rally, the brand. I don't know exactly how it happened. I was just surfing on like
For me,
Instagram
it was ads.
or something.
I just got ads from you guys, and I'll be honest, 90% of the ads that I see on social media, I don't know what algorithm I have, but they're not even relevant to me. Like straight up, I don't even look at it. And I'm like, why am I getting this? Scroll right past it. Your guys has got me to your page. You know what I mean? I'm like, these guys are doing something cool here. And then some companies too, like in my experience, they have like a one-off design that's really cool, and then the rest of their stuff is terrible. So it's like, I want to see what these guys got, and like consistently good stuff there. So it was an ad for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I got onto your guys' page, and I was like, dang, these guys are sweet. Yeah. And it was kind of right at that time that like there were some companies that were starting to do it, right? Like Malbin has been kind of at the forefront of that, in my opinion, for at least the last little while. But then it was like the first time I really was like, okay, this guy is going full like streetwear and golf, and I'm like, finally something I can wear on and off the course. And I think the trajectory of that style of clothing has just taken off, and so you guys are in such a unique position to be, already kind of established in that industry. Totally. And I'm super excited to see like where that goes and where you guys ride that wave.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I think, Malvin is like an inspiration, right? Like they're like the OGs of the space. And when I started the brand, I didn't even know about Malbon, right? Like I feel like Malbon's picked up steam like in the last 2-3 years really have been, before that they were kind of like under the radar.
Totally.
So when I decided to come up with the brand, I didn't even know about Malbon, Bogey Boys, anything. But when I saw Malbon, I was like, they hit the nail on the head, right? Like they're doing it right. We're trying to differentiate ourselves a little bit by doing kind of like a vintage, modern vintage look is kind of what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
90s type fits, oversized, but with performance fabrics. Mm-hmm. So you felt the stuff in the booth. So everything that we have is like super soft, super durable, but the sizing is a little bit oversized.
Yeah.
Think of like
I would call it comfortable.
Comfortable. Like think about like the 1990s coaches windbreaker jackets that they used
100%.
to have, right? NFL coaches windbreaker jackets.
Yeah.
The track suits that NBA players would wear in the 1990s, kind of oversized but comfortable, right?
Yeah, and you kind of touched on that too. we had the chance to obviously meet you guys in person and kind of see the product in person. And the first thing that stood out to me was like the quality of it. It's like you're getting what you're paying for it, and you see it and you feel. I was like, dang, this is like a nice T-shirt. Like even the T-shirts were just like so premium and like that.
When I was chatting with you earlier, it's the members only, right?
The membership only team.
Membership only. So that was I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the ad. The first thing that I saw, I think that was my first introduction to the brand. You guys sell them for $10. You do limited quantities, and you change them up throughout the year. So you have a couple of drops throughout the year, right, of the membership only stuff. My honest thought on it when I first saw it and everything was, okay, they're selling these shirts for $10. There's obviously a reason they're doing this. They're trying to get people into the brand. I can see the marketing behind it, which is wicked smart. And honestly, I was like, they're probably on cheap Gildan tees because they're only selling them for $10. They're trying to mitigate their losses, stuff like that. And then I got I was able to touch one today because you guys had one over there, and I was like, I just want to see. And I touched it, and it was like a legit like $35, $40 quality T-shirt.
Yeah.
So like, you don't skim.
Yeah. No. We don't. So, with any business, you want to deliver quality, and I think I'd rather eat a loss early on and kind of come out in front in the long run than to like do cheap stuff from the get-go, right? So I think even our hats right now, like the hats that are in front of us, they're like very good hats. Like I designed them. I picked the bill. It's like a super thick bill.
It is, yeah. You got the sweatband inside.
I got
too?
the sweatband inside. It's all branded. It's the double hole snap on the back.
Yep.
Nothing that we do, including the $10 shirt, is, like cheap.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
The $10 shirt, the blanks actually cost like $13.
Yeah.
All right off the jump.
Right off the jump. So I'm losing $3 when I do that. And the reason I did that is because I'm trying to get people to try out the brand.
Yeah.
Right. So, $3 to acquire a customer is super cheap. When we run ads on those, dude, we sell out 100 shirts in a minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's
What
pretty
was
cool.
the one before? What color was the camo? Was the last one you did, right? What was the color before that? Was it like an off-white or white?
I
with
think
black?
it was a white and green, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like white with like a forest green.
Yeah.
So it was a white shirt and then had the darker. It popped, right?
Correct.
Because some of the stuff that I'd seen you guys do before was like a darker colored shirt with the white for the membership only. Anyway, so I'd seen those ones, right? And then I saw the white one.
You know what it was? Sorry. It was like a faded gray with white.
Yes.
Oh.
The first one that we did was a white and green one.
It was kind of like a washed gray.
It was a wash gray.
Yeah.
It was a wash gray with white.
So it must have been the first one that I saw. Anyway, one of them like popped for me. It was a lighter shirt with a darker print on it.
Yeah.
And I'd seen some of your shirts before. So I was like, okay. Or I'd seen your post too because I got into your profile and I looked at the post and I saw what you guys were doing. And I was like, okay, that one I want. And because you guys tease them before they come out, right? Like you let people know on social. And I tried for it and I didn't get it.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll run another membership tee, and I'll make sure you get one. Yeah.
I'll wear it, bro.
Yeah,
like
I'll make sure you
we'll
but
rep
that's a
it for
testament to
sure.
what you guys are doing. Like just illustrating what you just said is like, hey, with these membership things, we run the ads and we sell out in a minute. Like I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't just not anybody can do that with the quantities that you're doing, right? It's not like, oh, we printed 3 and we sold them out in a minute. Like, I mean, there's a decent stock there for you guys, and you guys have generated decent amount of hype on these things.
Yeah.
Like, it's a testament.
I honestly think that if we were to stock 400 to 500, they would sell out within an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because the traffic that we get when we do the membership tees, and this is a tip for anyone out there doing marketing or running a brand, is, don't be afraid. Don't take a major loss, but don't be afraid to take a small loss to get your name out there, right? So like $3 for a customer is what I'm losing whenever I sell a membership tee. That customer comes back. I've seen it. They buy a membership tee, and then they come back and buy a higher price, regular priced item.
Yeah.
So, if I was in a position where I'm starting a new brand, I would do hats are cheap. I get my hats for $7.
Yeah.
Do a $5 hat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
I think some brands have done that, right?
Yep.
Do a high quality $5 hat and people are gonna tell everyone about it and say like, "Can you believe I got this hat for $5?"
100%.
And the lifetime value of that customer is gonna be 100-fold of that $3 loss.
Yeah.
Right. So think long term. Think of creative ways to kind of get customers. And if you have to take a small loss, so be it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's like science to back that up, right? That when you can get a physical product in people's hands, they're like some large percentage more likely to actually make
especially
a
when
purchase.
it's quality like yours,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Like actually getting the product into their hands, and I mean that's enough to convince them right there that it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to switch gears for a sec. I have kind of 2 questions that I want to get kind of your experience on. But firstly, what were your like style influences growing up? Because you obviously have your own curated style, both personally, but also through the brand Rally. Like, what were some of the icons or influences that you had growing up that have played a factor or a role in the design of Rally and your own personal style?
So I'm very traditional in the sense of I grew up in a inner city school. I went to school in Houston, Nimitz High School, and everything was about like wearing Jordans,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that was like a big style inspiration for me. So like Jordans, everything Jordans, baggy pants, tall tees. I graduated in 09, so I think the last year of tall tees was maybe like 07, and then in 08 and 09 I started wearing more like fitted stuff. It just wasn't cool anymore, so like you started doing things differently. I grew up modestly, like we didn't have a lot of money, so I would shop at like Express and stuff. And that was, for me, that was nice back in high school. But yeah, it's not like I was like super creative when it came to fashion. I just needed nice shoes, I needed good fitting jeans, and then like cool shirts, right? So when it came to like thinking of like creativity and stuff for golf, I looked at Michael Jordan. Like that was like the first thing. Jordan golf shoes back in 2021 and 2022 were like just coming out.
Yeah.
So I actually thought about like making t-shirts that would match the Jordan golf
the shoes.
Yeah, all the shoes.
Yeah.
And I actually gave away a ton of shoes to grow the page at the beginning.
Yeah, I remember that. You guys were doing giveaways and
Dude,
stuff
we were
for
doing
shoes.
giveaways. I gave away maybe $6,000 worth of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I gave away a Scotty Cameron.
Yeah.
I gave away a Stealth, and I gave away maybe like 6 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
And they weren't cheap shoes. I'm talking
No.
about
Yeah, they
like
were like
$300.
Grail, like some
Yep.
grails on
Yep.
there. It was sweet. I remember seeing all that stuff. I'm like, dang, these guys are just
And
popping off left and right.
I have some of those in the closet, and it's a couple $100. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
with
no,
you.
They're out there. So.
So I mean, obviously, it's cool to see how Michael Jordan back in the 90s is influencing like golf, it seems, more like
Golf in
basketball now.
2024.
And that kind of leads to my other question is, what was your experience like getting into golf? Like, what was your
What was your journey?
genesis of golf?
That's a great question. I didn't necessarily have I didn't grow up playing golf.
Yeah.
I had like a limiting belief that it just wasn't for me because, that was for old rich white men.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not that. Right. So I was just like, golf is not for me. We don't have money. Like it's just something that I'm not gonna get into. Then I got a job. I went to school at the University of Houston, and I got a decent job out of college. I worked at a consulting company called Accenture, and I wanted it. Then I started getting a bit of money coming in, and I wanted to make I wanted to make it happen, right? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go buy a golf bag, a set of clubs, and I'm gonna get into golf. And that's kind of how I, whenever I started having money coming in, I just kind of got into it. But it was tough, man. That first year.
Oh, it's rough, isn't it?
Dude, it's so, especially when you don't grow up playing.
Yeah.
It's so tough. You miss the ball. You
How many
Shank
times?
it, hosel rockets.
How many times did you want to quit in that first year, or thought you might?
It was just demoralizing.
It
You know
is,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's very demoralizing. I would say pretty much every time I'd go out. Every time I'd go out, I would just, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I'm losing balls left. I actually would take range balls with me because I just would lose so many balls. I'm like, I'm just going to take the range balls. And then some people got on to me for that. And whatever.
So at that point, like, what was it that kept you coming
what kept
back
you in
then?
it?
You kind of create some vibes on the golf course with your friends
Yeah.
that you can't recreate anywhere else. You're like in a very scenic place. You're having a good time. So that little vibe and camaraderie when you're golfing with your friends, that's what keeps me coming back, right?
Yeah.
So,
I love it. I think the last question that I have for you is we chatted quite a bit about how you started, where Rally started, where you are now. Where do you want to go? What's the goal for Rally? Where do you see yourself? I mean, we talked a little bit about where you see yourself at the PGA Show specifically for next year, bigger booth, doing some other things. What's the goal from here on out? Where do you want to go?
You know, I want to break into retail. That's our goal in the near term. Having a good presence in retail is going to open up a lot of things from a business perspective, because we're going to get orders and we can deal with factories that have higher minimums. Like, better quality factories have higher minimums, right? So getting into retail and getting a more predictable order quantity is very important for us. So, you know, from a business standpoint, that is my very near-term goal. In terms of, you know, what we try to do, what we want to do, and what the vision is I think direct to consumer and online is ultimately going to be the biggest channel for us.
Yeah.
Because I think we're not going to resonate too much with the older crowd.
Sure.
Like, I know that. You saw the ad. You made you click on it.
Right.
It made you think about buying it.
Right.
We're going to be good with ads. But I do want to hit those minimums, because, you know, you're talking about like 500 per style per color.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Right? So if you get into retail, kind of offsets that. So let's say I hit the minimum 500 per style per color. I order 400 for the clubs. They offset my cost there, and then I get another 100 for online.
Yeah.
It's just a smart way of kind of going about
Yeah.
it. But for the vision, yeah, like I said, online, direct to consumer, we want to get into content heavy.
Yeah.
I think we want to mix lifestyle with golf, create content that's very business oriented and also just kind of like lifestyle. We don't want to go out and count our strokes and show everybody our shots. I think that's the people that are doing that and are doing it well. Good. Bob Does Sports. That's awesome for them. We would love to be on their channels. Like, that would be really dope.
Right.
But that's not us. Shout out to Dalton. Again, he's out with Colonial right now. But Dalton I feel like he could run the table on YouTube Golf. Like, I don't know if you've seen him.
Yeah.
I know
He's a monster.
He's a monster.
When he's got the personality too.
It's insane.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He could run the table, but like, that's not even what we want to do. Right?
Yeah.
Like, we want to like kind of just show just the more lifestyle aspect of golf. Like, the nice clubs, like the clothes, like the business, the people that you meet. That's kind of, you know, more of a lifestyle vlogging type stuff. That's what we want to do. So we want to go heavy on the content with that kind of stuff.
Cool. Yeah, and kind of my last question is, what's your personal goal on the course the next year or two? You got anything you're like
I want to
actively working
consistently
towards?
break 90.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good goal.
I've broken 90 twice, but I'm usually like in the high 90s.
Nice.
So I'm trying to get down on that. So.
Hey, we all are. But the thing is, there's like some crazy statistic out there that's like a very low percentage of. It's like people that break 100 is a certain percentage, and then like people that break 90 is even lower, and then it's like, I think it was about 90. Like, there's a very, very small percentage of the world that is actually capable of breaking 90.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be in that small category here in the next little bit.
I hope so. I need to stretch out. I'm rather long. Like, you know, I can hit it, you know, 290 to 310 on any given swing.
Yeah.
On any given drive, but I played baseball, so there's like a lot of.
You got the power and
some stuff
technique
in the beginning that you got to kind of change up.
It's that finesse.
We've seen that.
Yeah. What about you guys? What do you usually shoot?
I'm like mid 70s to low 80s.
Okay.
Is where I'm
So you're a
at.
little ringer
So
there.
yeah,
All right.
I mean, I played pretty much my whole life, and Tanner as well. We're fortunate to have been able to play a lot growing up, and so my honest goal is to get closer to even par. I feel like right now, my personal game, I'm like breaking 75, 74 is like really, really tough. And like I can get close to it, but I just want to get down to like even par more consistently.
Where you're consistently shooting par like every round.
Yeah.
I'd say it's similar for me too. I mean, I like to shoot more consistently in the 70s.
Yeah.
We don't get out and play as much as we used to.
Yeah, I mean, since we started our business, it's way less golf.
Which makes it a little tougher, but you know, we're figuring it out and trying to find ways to play and practice when we can. And I just like to get a little more consistent in the 70s instead of.
How often do you play?
Bro, I mean, these days, I probably do the best. I
The
probably play
thing is,
the most out of the three of us.
is we're on the course more than we've ever been in our lives.
That's the thing,
but
like-
we're playing way less. Just because we're doing projects, helping people, filming stuff, shooting stuff, and
Well, and right now in Utah, I don't play at all.
Yeah, there's
because
snow.
there's snow
There's-
on the ground. But I mean, I try to get out. If I have a good month, I play twice. At
Yeah.
this rate, that's about where I'm
same.
at.
I have 2 kids, so
even
that's
harder.
So you have a better excuse.
Yeah,
than I
no,
do.
that's tough. Well,
Yeah.
you try to spend time with your. I feel guilty. I've been here since Sunday.
Yeah.
It's Thursday right now. I haven't seen my kids all week. So if I get home and immediately I was like,
I'm
I
playing
tell
golf
my
on
wife,
Saturday.
hey babe, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go play golf. It's a little selfish of
Yeah.
me, right? So like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out with the kiddos.
yeah.
As you should. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's where you need to be, and we just got to get creative. You know, we work hard and we love what we do, and that's great. And we just need to get creative with the time that we have outside to get some golf in from time to time. So
100%. At the same time, I do feel like, you almost got to turn that savage switch on. And say, like, no matter what, I'm going to play.
yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that helps, right? Set that goal and make it happen. But
sure.
no, I mean, we appreciate your time. Been lovely getting to know both you and Dalton out here.
Yeah.
We've been chatting for a little bit, but pleasure to meet you guys in person. You guys are awesome. The booth looks awesome. The new stuff looks awesome.
Yeah.
You haven't. So I mean, we saw the new stuff. Is the new stuff just here? It hasn't
It's
been
just
shared
here.
yet.
Hasn't been.
Yeah.
We're doing wholesale orders first, and then it should go live in late April on the site. So
I mean, if you think the stuff that's on the site now is cool, just
wait.
there's a lot more
Some
coming.
big stuff coming,
So,
so.
thank you.
Anyways,
Appreciate it.
man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate you coming out. So thank you.
Oh, let people know where they can find you, where
Yeah.
they can follow you.
absolutely. So look us up on Instagram, Rally Golf Brand. On TikTok, just Rally Golf. Website's rallygolf.com. And then for Dalton, I think I called it out. He's Young Dalt. And I'm Real Jose Balderas on Instagram. So
Nice.
you
All
go.
right, give
Okay.
him a follow.
Thank you.